Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, we are, as you heard, I was getting some feedback from the guitar pack, so I am going to play without my guitar plugged in. I hope that you all will be able to hear, you all here will be able to hear it. I hope that you all who are joining us from home will hear our guitar as well. For those of you whom I have not yet had, my name is Rabbi Wayner. I'm one of the rabbis here, and we are thrilled to have you all here tonight for our Shabbat services. Just two quick reminders, the first of which is, please give yourselves the gift of Shabbat tonight. If you have a device that is going to remind you that it is not Shabbat, perhaps you have a cell phone, or perhaps you have a pager if you still carry a pager. I don't know many people who do, but maybe you do. Please take it out and turn it off. And at a very minimum, please turn it to silent and give yourselves that gift. For joining us from home, please turn your phone off, even though you're on a device watching us. We would love to have of Shabbat in that way. The other reminder is that the mandate of the state of wear our masks of the service. In. If you are welcome to take off your mask for that portion. We ask your mask tonight. Services purposes, it's people as much as I can be throughout this service. We also are joined tonight by some really amazing lay leaders who are helping us to lead this service. I am to have them up on the bima with me tonight, so in advance, thank you, Toda Rabbah. Our service with a nigun. A nigun is a song without words, so the only words that you need to know right now are yai and lie. And we'll go through this a couple times, and if you feel comfortable, you can join in and sing with us. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, yada, dai. Yai, dai, yada, dai. Yai, da, da, dai, dai, dai. Yada, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, yada, dai. Yai, dai, yada, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. That's the whole thing. I know it seems like a lot, but if you feel comfortable, thank you, Rachel Wood, for giving us a little bit more light tonight. Let's all sing together. Ya da 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 da. Ya da ya da da. Ya da ya da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da da. are going to continue in our page 344. Our prayer book's on page 344 as we continue to welcome in Shabbat with the words of Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. We continue now with words from Psalm 96. You can find these of our prayer book. They're not right at the top, so I'm going to explain where they are. They are 4 lines up from the bottom. If you look 4 lines up from the bottom, that is where you will find these words, Ya'alo Sadai V'chol Asher Bo. Ya'alo Sadai V'chol Asher Bo, Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 Ya'alo Sadai V'chol Asher Bo, Ya'alo Sadai. Ay, 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 Aziranu kol hatzei, Aziranu kol hatzei, Ay, 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 Aziranu kol hatzei, Aziranu kol hatzei, Aziranu kol hatzei, Aziranu kol hatzei. Invite up Kenya Madison Gabler to lead us in our blessing over the candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvah v'tzivanu lahali shel Shabbat.
Continue now welcoming in on page 20. We are going to be doing verses 2 and 9. So in our second verse, verse 9, we will rise and face the door and welcome in Shabbat. I will also let you know when that is as well. So this may sound familiar, that we used as the nigun that we're going to use for Lechado Di. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shmol tiferet le'lila Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom. Shabbat nekah. This microphone is not on, so we're going to turn that on for you. I should have done that.
Please be seated.
It is my pleasure at this point to invite up on the occasion of her bat mitzvah, Olivia Epstein, to lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim on page 36.
Baruch hu atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'arif aravim. B'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvivuna meshaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakol ha'avim, b'mishmeroteim b'rakia kirtsono, b'rei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshe, v'choshe mipnei or. Umavir yom umevi laila, umafdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai Tsevaot Shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimoch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'amariv Aravim. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them. For they are life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Please rise as we continue with the Shema on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam. Please be seated as we continue now chanting the Be'ahavta on page 36. Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha. Al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'yishorecha, le'ma'an tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lehiot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We continue on page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it's eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that is a winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
We continue now on page 44 with Micha. Adonai
We continue on page 43 at the top. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Barak atah Adonai, Shalom, Adenu, Israel.
Continue now with Vishamru on page 44. Yes, page 44. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם בריתו לעם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריתו לעם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
Please rise as we continue with the Amidah, beginning on page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftak ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftak ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Isaac, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וחונן החול, וזוכר בחסדי ורעות ואימהות, ומביא גלולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם וארצת שרה. גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייב מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב רוח ומוריד חג השם, מחייב חיים וחסד, מחיי העתים ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים והופך עולים, Turim, Umechayim, Ve'unato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Be'al Gevurot, Umidon Be'elach, Melech Be'emit, Umechayim, Umasmiach Yeshua, Ve'nehatam Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayim Hametim, Kadosh, Ukroshim Uchdaom, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha b'yira na'avod. Modim anachnu lach, sha'ata hu, Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Sur kayenu magen yishenu, atahu l'dor vador. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulchana'e lahodor. We continue now with a few moments of silent reflection, using either the words of our hearts or the words on the pages in front of us.
this point in our service, we have reached our Torah service, and in just a moment, we will ask everyone to rise as we take the Torah out from the ark. Just a brief just 1 second, just a brief reminder that as we take the Torah around the sanctuary, that we are still asking people not to reach out and touch it. I know that's many people's traditions and customs, but because of COVID, we are not doing that right this moment. So please feel free to turn towards the Torah to make symbols of affirmation towards the Torah, however you are feeling, but we just ask that you don't reach out to touch the Torah. Please rise as we continue with our Torah service. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim. Al ha-Torah, al ha-Avodah, al gemilut chasadim. Al ha-Torah, al ha-Avodah, al gemilut chasadim. Please be seated.
This week's Torah portion is Vayetze, and Jacob left. Jacob dreams of angels going up and down a ladder. God blesses him. Jacob names the place Bethel. Jacob works 7 years in order to marry Rachel, but Laban tricks Jacob into marrying Leah, Rachel's older sister. Jacob marries Rachel, but only after having to commit himself to 7 more years of working for Laban. Leah, Rachel, and their maidservants, Bilhah and Zilpah, give birth to 11 sons and 1 daughter. Jacob and his family leave Laban's household with great wealth.
And this evening, you can find our Torah portion that we are going to be reading on page 167 in your Etz Chaim commentaries. Those are the maroon Torahs that you can find now under your seat. I know many of you may be used to having them next to your seat, but not anymore. We have beautiful new chairs, so under your seats you can find them, page 167. And I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different as I read Torah tonight, which is that you will see me place a piece of paper down on the Torah, and that's because I'm actually going to read it in English, but with Torah trope, which is a little bit more than my brain can handle memorizing, so I am reading it off of a piece of paper, but honorarily off of the Torah tonight. And for our Aliyah, it's my pleasure to have Pat Gibbs. Ta'amod Ariel bet Avraham v'Sara la'aliyah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvara.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher b'karbanu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu el Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Amen. Your descendants shall be dust of the earth. You shall spread out to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. They shall bless themselves by you. All the families of the earth by your descendants. Here I am with you. I will protect you to all the places that you will go, and I will return you to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. And Jacob awoke from his sleep, and he said, surely God is here in this very place, and I did not know.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah tamed v'chayei olam nata b'tokotenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And while we have the Torah out in our midst, we take a moment now to think about those in our communities and our families who are ill and in need of healing. And we think this evening of Elwood Frederick Bryan, Gary Tatiner, Joan Katz, Mark Zellman, Kristen Nystro, Cheryl Hildebrand, Lori Johnson, Lila Warshawski, Jim Hines, Monica Baxter, Richard Vane, Cheryl Ball, Arthur Lang, John Eulenberg, Susan Ickler, Label Cohen, Heather Borzak, Scott Fidlow, Franny Ein, Evan Georgie, Kathy Minardi, Jay Field, Karen Mullen-Koski, Bill Green, Dick McLean, Rhonda Rhodes, Quincy Newman, David Menikoff, Stacia Thiemann, Kathy Shapiro, Carol Pretmar, Brooke Ann Gottesman, Beverly McHenry, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech v'yirapeh et kol cholei Yisrael v'yishlach lahem bimhera refuah shlema refuat hanefesh urefuat haguf v'nomar. Amen. We continue now with the singing of Mishaberach, the words of which can be found on page 253. Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach yimotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. It's my pleasure now to invite up, as we continue with Hagbah, the lifting of the Torah, and Galila, the dressing of the Torah. Ya'amod Eliezer ben Max v'Frida Hagbah, ta'amod Leah bat Honi v'Yel Galila. Please rise. Yexar Moshe Lifnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai Be'ad Moshe. Please be seated.
I'd like to invite up to the Bema for our prayer for Israel on page 259, Jack Epstein. Also for the prayer for the country on page 258, Steve Fixler. We'll also have a prayer for our soldiers, excuse me, by Leslie Turner.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath wings of your love, spread it over the canopy of your peace, send your light and truth to all who lead the advise, guiding them with your good counsel, establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Help us appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we serve you. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and make the love of your name hallow ever home in every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Amen.
God of compassion, God of dignity and strength, watch over the veterans of the United States in recognition of their loyal service to our nation. Bless them with holiness and love. Shelter them. Heal their wounds. Comfort their hearts. Grant them peace. God of justice and truth, rock of our lives, bless our veterans, these men and women of courage and valor, with a deep and abiding understanding of our profound gratitude. Protect them and their families from loneliness and want. Grant them lives of joy and bounty. May their dedication and honor be remembered as a blessing from generation to generation. Blessed are you, protector and redeemer, our shield and our stronghold.
At this point, I would like to invite up anybody here who is a veteran of our armed services as we honor you tonight, this weekend, the Shabbat of Veterans Day. I invite you all up to the Bema now for a blessing. And in a moment, once they all come up, we are going to open the ark doors, so I will ask everybody to please rise. I'd like you all to come up in front of the ark. We're going to open our ark doors here. We know that the individuals who are here tonight, we thank you for your service, and you are a small representation of the many, many thousands of individuals who have represented our country, who have protected and served us, and we thank you all for that now as we offer this blessing. May the source of strength who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and grant fortitude to our American and Israeli soldiers who stand guard to protect our country and homeland. May they find inspiration in the lives of our veterans and comfort from the prayers of our community. May the Holy One, blessed be God, protect them and save them from trouble and affliction, from sickness and injury, and send blessings to all their endeavors. May God, who liberates prisoners in good health, bring forth to freedom all who are missing and held captive. Fortify the spirit of our injured soldiers so that they may be strengthened and healed and to know eternal happiness. And may the words of the prophets come to fruition through these brave souls. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Each one shall sit under their own vine and under the fig tree, and none shall be afraid. O God, for the sake of all your children, for our soldiers and your families, and all innocents whose lives are made difficult by war, show us derech shalom, the path to peace, and let us say, Amen. We continue now, remain standing as we return the Torah to the Ark, and I'm going to invite you all to stay up here as we return the Torah to the Ark as well. Etz Chaim hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tom cheha, me'ushar deracheha, darchei noam, v'chol netivoteha shalom, hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadesh yameinu kekedem. Please be seated. Thank you all. It is my pleasure now to invite up Howard Goldstein, a veteran, the head of Post 54, is that the right number? Of the Jewish, I'm sorry? Temple Chai, yes, exactly, of the Jewish War Veterans Group of Western Chicago to share with us some words this evening.
Thank you, Rabbi Weiner. Post 54 is a Etz Chaim post, started as an Etz Chaim post, but really as a post of the western suburbs. It started as a result of the Connections Committee, which was an attempt at Etz Chaim to have people have a better relationship with the synagogue. Many of the members are from Etz Chaim, but we also have members who are not from Etz Chaim. We're fortunate to have members at our post. Bruce Mayer is out there, who's currently the department commander, the department being the state commander of Illinois. Leslie Turner, who's the department quartermaster. Again, quartermaster is sort of, in civilian life, known as a treasurer. We also have Steve Fixler, who is the executive director of the Veterans Assistance Commission in the department, County of Illinois. And we also have Mike Sawyer, former president. We also have another former president who is not here tonight. But Jewish War Veterans is the oldest continuously running veterans organization in the U.S. We're celebrating our 125th anniversary this year. In 1896, a group of Jewish veterans created an organization to combat anti-Semitism and the perception spread by Mark Twain that Jews did not serve in a civil war. This is the precursor to the first veterans organization. JWV affirms that Jewish men and women were served honorably and heroically in the military forces of the United States of America during peacetime and war. The JWV defends the rights and benefits of all service members, veterans, fights anti-Semitism, and supports the State of Israel. Jews have been fighting for, well, it seems like forever. If you want to go way back, we have Joshua in 1225 BCE, or the first Jewish revolt against Rome, think Masada. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, and France during the Second and Third Republics. In the Spanish Civil War, there were so many Jews in the military that they considered Yiddish was said to be the lingua franca between various units. Closer to home, in 1654, Asher Levy was one of 23 Sephardic Jews in New Amsterdam who demanded and secured the right from self-invalid Jews to guard at the stockade. Before that, they did not think Jews were worthy of doing that. We fought in a Revolutionary War. We fought in a Civil War. There's 7,000 fought for the Union, 3,000 fought for the Confederacy. During World War I, 5% of the Russian army was Jewish, and there were 250,000 American Jews in uniform. During World War II, there were 38,338 Jewish casualties. 550,000 Jewish men and women served in the armed forces. Another million served in the Allied forces. 500,000 in the Soviet Union, 100,000 in Poland, and 30,000 in the British Army. Jews served and died in Korea. Jews served and died in Vietnam. 269 Jewish soldiers died in Vietnam. In Afghanistan and Iraq, the actual number of Jews who served and died is unknown, since many Jews chose not to self-identify due to concerns about serving in a Muslim country. So why are we here today? Mostly to celebrate Olivia's bat mitzvah, but also to reflect on the Jewish involvement in the military over the millennia and to honor veterans of the world wars based on an event that started in 1918. It was at 11 a.m. on November 11th that a temporary peace or armistice was signed, and the fighting during World War I came to an end. A year later, President Wilson announced that November 11th would be called Armistice Day in the United States. 1938, Armistice Day became a national federal holiday. In 1954, Congress decided to change the name of the day to Veterans Day. This is because they wanted to honor World War II and Korean veterans also. How does Veterans Day differ from Memorial Day, you might ask? Memorial Day falls on the last Monday of May. It honors the men and women who died in the military. This solemn occasion is a time to reflect on these American patriots who made the ultimate sacrifice while protecting and defending the country. Veterans Day recognizes all who served in the armed forces, living or deceased, but particularly the living among us. The best way to acknowledge each holiday is on Memorial Day, honoring the fallen military by attending memorial services or laying flowers and planting flags and graves at your local veterans cemetery. Veterans Day is an opportunity to do the same, but it also is an appropriate time to show your appreciation to veteran friends and family. You can also recognize Veterans Day by flying a flag outside your home, visiting or volunteering at a veterans facility, attending a local event, or of course, thanking veterans for their service. One way Post 54 has been observing Veterans Day for the past 6 years is meeting with the 9th grade class to place flags and the headstones of deceased veterans at Oak Ridge Jewish Cemetery. The students have also used this opportunity to clear off the headstones that have weeds, dirt, and debris around them. When we first took them there, it was to do flags. The students are the ones who started cleaning off the gravestones. It was really a nice thing that they started doing. This past Sunday, many members of Post 54 also stood outside the Jewel store in Glen Ellen to sell poppies as a fundraiser. Poppies are significant to military groups. Their use is based upon a World War II poem written by John McGray in Flanders Fields, in which the opening lines refer to the poppies that were first flowers to grow in the soil from the soldiers' graves in the Flanders region of Belgium. These small red flowers were adopted by the National American Legion as their official symbol of remembrance in 1920, and soon thereafter is adopted by groups in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and a host of other accompaniment to the red poppies as a way to symbolize peace without glamorizing war. Regardless of the controversies surrounding this little red flower, you're probably going to see them popping up all around town this week. When you do, remember to take a moment to give thanks to all the veterans who have served our country. Post 54 spends most of our proceeds from fundraising efforts supporting veterans at the Heinz VA Hospital in Maywood. Our other Illinois posts support Jesse Brown in Chicago, Lovell in North Chicago, and Manteno in South. Pre-COVID, we held lunches for those in Heinz Residential Care Facility. For 4 years in a row, we've taken 25 vets from the substance abuse unit to see the Christmas Carol at the Goodman Theater. The tickets were given to us courtesy of the Goodman Theater. We had a barbecue in conjunction with a resource center held at Heinz VA and have provided goods to the hospital. Bruce Mayer and I also volunteer at the Heinz VA Food Pantry every Thursday. You could help us out greatly by asking any of your veterans' friends or relatives to join us. We're looking for non-veteran support in the areas of publicity and PR. Anybody who wants to write articles for us, we'd love to have you join us. as well as we're looking for donations to rebuild the Veterans Monument at Oak Ridge Jewish Cemetery. If you have any questions on that, please talk to Bruce Mayer. If you have any questions about Veteran Day, Jewish veterans, Jewish war veterans, or if you know of anyone who you think might be interested in joining JWV, please see myself or any of the other folks out in the audience. Thank you.
Thank you
Shabbat
very
Shalom.
much. Thank you for your words, for your service, for leading our Jewish War Veterans Group, and for ensuring that our Jewish war veterans in the western suburbs have a place to go. You all don't know this, most of you don't know this, but Howard is doing a lot of work to try and reach out and ensure that newer veterans also know about this as well. Because I think a lot of times people think that veterans groups are only for those who served in World War II or Korea or Vietnam, but the reality is that we have Jews who are always serving in our armed forces, and we want to make sure that they are certainly supported. As I was thinking about what a anthem could be, a song following what Howard was going to say, yesterday a friend of mine actually wrote this piece, and it's the words of what I just read, Genesis 28:16. Vayikatz Yaakov mishnato, vayomer achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh ve'anochi lo yodati. This verse, this is my personal favorite verse of Torah, but I also think that in the battlefield, wherever people are serving, whatever they are doing for our country, surely God must be with them. And in times when they may not know that God is there, they may not be able to see it, but surely God is in that place. And so surely God is in this place too. Vayikatz Yaakov mishnato, vayomer achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh, yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh, ve'anochi lo yadati. Adonai b'makom hazeh, yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh, ve'anochi lo yadati, ve'anochi lo yadati. Oh, God is in this place. Surely God is here today. Oh, God is in this place. I did not know, I did not know. I did not know, I did not know.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Paul Hines. I'm representing the Board of Directors tonight. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us tonight. Just a few announcements. On Sunday, November 14th, from 9 to 1, the Sisterhood will have a Hanukkah sale. Stock up on candles, menorahs, and all your Hanukkah necessities. Don't forget that Hanukkah starts early this year, November 28th, the weekend of Thanksgiving. Join us on Friday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. for a temple-wide Shabbat service and Hanukkah celebration. More information on that is to come, but mark your calendars. 2 days later, December 5th at 3 p.m., Congregation Etz Chaim and Oak Park Temple are joining together for a Western Suburbs Hanukkah party in Hinsdale. More information on that is online. They will be having a Hanukkah party with fun and games. RSVPs are required for that one by November 26th. And then on January 21st, mark your calendars, backed by popular demand, Pamela Schuler will be presenting a Shabbat service for Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. More information on that is to come. Thank you to our Jewish war veterans for their service and for their leadership tonight. Thank you to Joe Benura, Pat Gibbs, and Kenya Madison Gabler for leading our service tonight with Rabbi Weiner, who also provided the music. And to Susanna Sawyer for ushering, and Rachel Wood for being our greeter and a spotlight technician as well. Tomorrow, Olivia Epstein will be called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah, Mazel Tov. And then next Friday, November 19th at 7:30, we will be honoring our longtime executive director, Carol Meyer, at our Shabbat service. Please join us. Shabbat Shalom.
I'd like to invite up to the bima for our ark openers, Lloyd Epstein and Denise Epstein. And our service continues on page 282. Please rise.
Alinu l'shameach l'adon hakol, l'tit gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkinu kahem, v'goralinu k'chol hamonam, Va'anachnu korim, u'mishtakodim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Please be seated.
We take time in our service now to think of our loved ones, our friends, our family members, in our community who have died in this season and in years past. And this Friday night, this Shabbat, we remember Stephanie Fowler, niece of Deborah Harris, Alfred Lewis, father of Alice Trofimo, grandfather of Janet Widmeyer, Edith Pelsner, mother of Helene Frankfeder, Dora Sampson, great-aunt of Howard Bonario, Jack Teller, father of Nancy Fain, Janet Petrick, sister of Pat Gibbs, Gertrude Rovell, grandmother of Merle Ehrlich, David Sharashef, father of Diane Johnson, Daniel Weiner, my grandfather, Lenore Mittler, mother of Judith Witkov, Philip Unger, brother of Carol Wolfson, Sam Winston, grandfather of Ellen Simpson, Erwin Zalen, grandfather of Andrew Zalen, Mildred Lewis, mother of Linda Mayer, Sheldon Shelley Sondheim, stepfather of Laura Talbot, David Gallenkin, uncle of Sherry Kaiser, Rosalie Mark, mother of Cynthia Mark Hummel, Charlotte Myler, mother of Cindy Michelasi, Mary Plotnick, grandmother of Sarah Plotnick Anderson, Harold Abrams, brother-in-law of Wendy Yellen, Herbert Diamond, father of Alan Diamond, Murray Glass, grandfather of Michael Glass. Odessa Robinson, grandmother of Julie Evans. And we also mark the Shloshim in recent passing of Michael Gilbert, brother of Jen Gasinski, Dean Brayton, cousin of Ann Stewart, Maxine Bronson Jason, mother of Beth Tatiner, Norman Weiss, father of Mark Weiss, Tom Hoffman, uncle of Cindy Swanson, Heidi Reed, friend of Albert Miller. We join together on page 500, not page 598, that's in the big book, page 294. Please rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, be'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit alev, v'yit halal, shmei d'kudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'asei shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May all of their memories be for a blessing. You can be seated as we conclude our service on page 341, the words of L'chadodi, Lo Alecha. It is not our duty to complete the work, but neither are we free to desist from it. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, velo ata ben horin lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben horin. Velo ata ben horin lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben horin. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, lo alecha ligmor, velo ben horin lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben horin, velo ata ben horin lehibatel mimena, velo ata ben horin. Since we are having tonight a to-go neg, that is a to-go oneg, as opposed to an oneg, we are going to say Motzi and Kiddush in here. And it is my pleasure at this time to invite up the Epstein family to help lead us in Motzi and Kiddush. You can take one, you can take the other. We've been using them for a while, so don't open it, because it's going to be stale. Okay, ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. And we'll preemptively say L'chaim. Well, let's join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, B'te'avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Stay warm and stay dry. Shabbat shalom. Please feel free to take a to-go neg bag on your way out.
Shabbat shalom. There's more going in there.
Yeah.